Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of overview of overview of patch notes of League. This week we have Blitzcrank, Cassiopeia, Echo, Leona, Miss Fortune, Wukong, Olaf, Shen, Shyvana, and Vayne on the free champion rotation. Now, let's look on to patch 6.5. So they added in the new club stuff, which is basically just the chat rooms. Azir has some bug fixes about the cooldowns. Gnar now has a higher base attack damage, and it has its passive now accurately displays. And R, it's Mega Gnar form, I think. Our toss, whatever that thing is, the toss in Mega Gnar, would receive damage now. Hecarim now has a knockback with his has increased knockback with his devastating charge, so you actually do deal more damage and you have the knockback. Jarvan the fourth has the new his new ultimate has a new AoE damage, and which is magic damage, if I remember correctly, because now the shields can prevent that. And the Golden Aegis now has a really low CDR, just 12 seconds at all ranks. Kog'Maw, on the other hand, has a really big buff, I could say. For its Q, less mana, attack speed higher, and this is kind of like, the W, it doesn't gain attack speed anymore, but now deal more additional base damage. Nautilus now gives another top lane tank buff, where it gives a little bit less damage, but then it became really OP. Pantheon, on the other hand, was also really OP, so they had to nerf his total base damage with his E Heartseeker Strike. Deals less bonus attack damage, but more damage to monsters instead. Grand Skyfall was definitely nerfed. The cost was reduced to 100 mana from 125, but it no longer refunds mana when the ultimate is cancelled, and the cooldown when cancelled is now from 10 seconds to 30 seconds, so 20 seconds more to recast your Grand Skyfall. Quinn now has a bug fix where it empowers basic attacks will miss when nearsighted. Okay. For the Q, Blinding Assault. Renekton has a new E, I think. Fury Swipes. Slice now generates Fury. So you get 2 Fury generation on minions. It used to be really good. I don't really see it that much anymore in solo queue or in ranked play. You still do see it. And then his ultimate scales bonus health less. So you go from 200 to 250, 400 to 500, but then it drops off. The scaling drops off a bit when it's at its third rank. Instead of going from 800 to 1000, it drops to 750. A little bit of a fair trade, so it gets more of the early game dominance and mid game, but not really much as of late game. Shen, we don't know what lane he could play: support, jungle, top. He's a lot of things, but now his R is you could increase the visibility of Shen's shield, and the target's ally is now color tinted during the standard United channel. Sejuani, haven't seen this much since of last year. Its W is increase the speed at which Sejuani's basic attack is reset. Its E damage is buffed for early game, so from 60 to 80, 90 to 105. Her ultimate, Glacial Prison, now shows the AoE in the target indicator. Soraka, big changes. I guess you could say it's a buff and a nerf at the same time. The buff is, for her Q, it's 40 mana at all ranks, so it's really low cost. and the cooldown is, the CDR is 5 seconds at all rank, so just keep casting that early game. Now shows all targets damaged by Star Call. Now it doesn't deal extra damage when targets are hit in the center, but now it grants rejuvenation for 4 seconds, restoring health and granting 15% movement speed when not moving towards enemies. Her W, her heal, now heals for less, but if cast under the effect of rejuvenation, the new effect gives her target rejuvenation for 3 to 5 seconds based on the rank of her Q. That means that you get to heal more in a sense, or heal less. Heal, let's see, 24 health per second, so you heal more, but it's a more time-based. It's a more time-based skill. Now they removed her ability to heal minions, so I guess only Alistar can heal minions with his skill. Misaligned no longer increases Star Call's damage amount against champions, so after healing you can't deal more damage. Talon finally gets his nerf, like almost his first nerf ever. His ultimate is cut, his CDR is cut, and the cost is up. The cost to cast it is up, so a bit of a nerf. 100 mana, that's only 20 mana difference, and it's a CDR difference of around 25 to 5. Urgot has a base damage up, more of a buff, you could say. He has a base damage increased by 2 from 52 to 54. His duration, his CDR goes from his duration of his W was down, but can be now cast while channeling his ultimate. Now his ultimate now fears enemies 375 units away from Urgot, so that's not too far, but for 1.5 seconds after completing the swap, so it gives him time to actually, I guess, to actually not die when he's channeling. Vi, yeah. Her now, it cost less, you could say, early game to use her E, and the damage is up to cast her E. Devourer enchantment, they nerf the Rift Tarot in a sense. They nerf this item by Rift Tarot now, instead of giving the same amount of stacks for Dragon, gives the same amount of stacks for Epic Monster from 5 to 2. Guardian Angel, the item that most AD carry, I think some AD carries use them, but kind of useful. Gives you now it's cheaper, and total cost is also cheaper. Combined cost is also cheaper, and the amount they revive for is either 700 health or 30% of your maximum health. So now it's either the higher two and not just 30%. Now, this is the one thing that I think Riot did horribly. That's one thing I'll comment about what Riot did, is the summoner level progression. They reduced experience required to level 30, reduced by half. I like the old version where they just let you level up like that, like a really slow progression, so you actually learn how to play the game before you even hit ranked. But now you could hit ranked in like half the time. So if you guys got to level 30 in 3 months, now it takes you 1.5 months. So you're less of a improved player. There's a new champ select because the new audio cues, and there's also bug fixes. A lot of them, these you could read yourself, but one of them I thought was pretty cool was Tahm Kench can now no longer cast his Abyssal Voyage while rooted, and this right here, the AoE can now be blocked by spell shields, and Renekton can no longer occasionally fizzle, and it can't channel through Zilean's Chrono Shift, so it means you can't be channeling away while dead. So, and upcoming skins are Death Blossom Kha'Zix and Elderwood LeBlanc, where LeBlanc now has wings. And that's about it for this episode. A really quick run through of patch 6.5, and I hope you guys did enjoy.